Right, let's get started then. The new album By Night is out now. Something that you notice immediately is that this album, the artwork and videos and all this kind of thing, it kind of has like a 1980s feel to it, like a very 1980s look and neon and all this kind of thing. Is that intentional, or is that just kind of the way that the album panned out?
First of all, it's because we love all that scenery. I mean, all that kind of scenery, lights and neons and everything, and because of the music that's have some electronic ads and some scenes in front of the music here and there. We have to make all the artworks and the video relied to the sound. So for the whole packaging, the whole universe to be relied.
Yeah, I think it's a very smart decision. You know, not only does it reflect the music very well, but it is so eye-catching in that for newcomers, especially ones that are fans of like Blade Runner or something like that, for example, they'll go, "Oh, this is cool," and then they'll go check out the back catalogue. I know because that's what I did.
Actually, it's very interesting because most of the new fans that we are meeting or talking with since this all album release, they are really into looking back onto our discography, and I'm really happy with that because it's our 8th album, and it could not be a pity if all our 7 previous albums were totally forgotten by world.
No, it's really cool, and it is a fantastic sort of gateway to the band as a whole, you know. And similarly, like I mentioned, you got the artwork kind of fits in that description as well, which is beautiful with the sort of blue sky and the wolf by the car and everything. Who is the artist for this?
It's a Italian guy named Sky Graphic, and he's just doing fantastic art. And actually, when it was time to choose for the artwork, the cover, and everything, we asked to several different artists. I mean, painter, drawer, 3D designer, photographs, and this cover was very touched us, very deep inside us. And I think this cover is like a painting. Sometimes you go to a museum and watch a whole gallery of painting, and one is touching you more than the other. You don't know why, and that was the case with this cover and for the 4 of us.
Excellent. And as for the title of the album itself, where does the title By Night come from?
Actually, when we listened to the pre-productions, we were like, okay, what did we just listen to? How do we feel? What was the movie we were drawn into after this listening session? And we were like, the 4 of us thought, we are in a muscle car, in a mega city, futuristic, and by night. And so, we just decided that By Night could be a good name for the album.
Again, it fits really well with the aesthetic and the visuals and that have been put forward so far. And I think it all comes together so well. It really does. It's like a metal version of, or not version, but a metal answer to like Kavinsky or Carpenter Brew or someone like that. You know,
Thank you.
At least in my opinion. What makes this a different album than Black Nova? Obviously, we've talked about the visuals and that kind of thing, but musically, what separates it from Black Nova?
I would say that's on our on By Night, all the highlights of each song are the choruses. And I would say that this is the main difference between By Night and our 7 previous album. On the 7 previous album, the highlight could have been the intro or the bridge or the chorus, of course, or the main riff or the outro. But on By Night, on each song, the highlight is the chorus.
Excellent. And as for the recording of the album itself, how was this process? I mean, this is obviously the first album in 4.5, 5 years. So what was different? Did you all have to record this separately? Were you able to get together?
No, for this one, I produced it just like the 4 previous album. I own my studio, so it's easier. But because of the lockdown, only my guitar player could have come to join me for 2 or 3 days to record his parts. But then I had to record every single instrument on this album because of the lockdown. So yeah, it was a tough time, but at the same time very interesting because I improved a lot my level on other instruments.
Very good. Very good. Were you confident to begin with that you could do this, or is this like a challenge going forward?
I'm used to record a lot of instruments on our album. I'm thinking about mostly bass, guitar, and vocals and synths, of course.
Yeah.
But I think the challenging part was to record the drums.
Okay.
Because I'm not a very good drummer, but I really had to think as a drummer to write every feels and the groove and everything. So it was challenging, but now I know how to deal with that, so it's cool.
Well, it sounds like you've done a great job. So, like I mentioned, there's quite a long gap between By Night and Black Nova. I think obviously most people would expect the pandemic and lockdown and that to be a factor in that. Was that the sole reason, or was there more to it than?
Actually, we were supposed to be on tour for Black Nova for 4 years minimum. So we canceled the last year because of the pandemic, and then we produced the album, and we push the release of By Night of 2 or 3 months because we had to book a promotional tour. But even without the pandemic, and because the Black Nova tour was supposed to be a 4 years tour, it would have been 4 or 5 years between Black Nova and By Night.
Okay, wow, that's a really I quite like that in a way, because it gives you so much more time to absorb Black Nova and appreciate it for what it is. That by the time By Night comes around, Black Nova is as much a part of that memory of the catalog as any other album. You know, it's not like, oh, that's still the new album. And of course, this is the first album you've released through Napalm Records. Previously, you were with Century Media. How's the relationship been so far with Napalm? What do you think they do different?
What I think actually Black Nova was on Sony Record, and we were licensed by Century Media in Europe. So I think the main difference between Sony and Napalm is that Napalm Records have a very big network. They know all independent radio station in the US, in Russia, in Germany, in everywhere. They really know everyone in the game, and yeah, so they kind of introduce Dagoba to brand new media and brand new fans and brand new people that could find interest into the band. Mostly outside friends, which was the game plan for us.
Okay, good. How would you compare then your standing in France compared to the rest of the world? Would you say you're fairly big in France and Napalm is going to help with that, or do you feel you've got a strong international fan base?
No, we have a strong international fan base, because even if our discography is not that known, for example, in the US, we are used to tour worldwide for 20 years now. So, I mean, people tend to know the name, at least Dagoba, and now it's time for them to know the name and the music. I think it could be better.
Absolutely, yeah. It's funny, you know, like as soon as I first saw the name Dagoba years ago, that's like I knew that was a name that's not going to leave me, because all I could hear then was Luke Skywalker going Dagoba, Dagoba. So that's going to stay with me forever then. So we mentioned the music videos as well. These are all really cool. Like they all have like a structure to it. Are they kind of individual stories, or do they all come together to tell like one long story?
There are individual story, but the director wanted to put some common element into four of those, like the car, the wolf, the cross in the sky, because we really wanted to put those element on each of the video to create a strong universe around this release.
Absolutely. Cool. Well, just finally then, going forward, what's the plans now? Do you have tour dates in place, or are these things you're still working on?
No, we are we are supposed to play and we booked a tour for April and May in Europe with Infected Rain.
Oh,
and we are preparing this tour, and we can wait to get back on the road, because it's been more than 2 years now, and we are missing it a lot.
Of course, yeah. Is that mostly mainland Europe, or are you going to come to the UK and Scandinavia?
It's Europe, and unfortunately, this tour was supposed to take place from February till May, but we had to cancel the first leg, and during the first leg there were Scandinavia, not UK yet, but Scandinavia at least, and we are working on a UK tour, and of course we want to get back to the US ASAP.
Of course. Well, I really hope that Dagoba Infected Rain tour can come to the UK. But I also know that we're a country of idiots that not even threaten, that cut our own supply off of tours, basically. So
we'll see.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to speak to me today, Matt. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you, Oliver. And I would say nice T-shirt. It's a very big, good friend of mine. They are very good friend of mine. So cool.
Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup. À l'aise le Marseille.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Take care.
All the best.